Hey everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. I know it's been a while. I've been hanging in there. I'm telling you, what can I tell you? It's dicey at times, but I'm hanging in there. I'm still baking and I'm just trying to stay calm. Um, so today is August 19th. It's Thursday, August 19th. I know a lot of you students are going back to school, so I wanted to wish you guys to have a good school year. Um, and I know this is a stressful time, but try to hang in there. Try to hang in there. Um, what One of the things I wanted to start out by saying is a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I on social media I shared a detox tea that I was drinking that I am drinking, and I found it very helpful and I shared it on social media. But one of the things I wanted to make clear is that I do not benefit in any way, financially, nothing, no stocks, no anything. I do not benefit by anyone buying that tea, right? I don't work at that company. None of my friends or family works at that company. None of us own stock in that company. So I shared that information about the detox tea because I noticed with myself, my stomach has been in knots. Just my whole digestive tract has been suffering. So I drank just one cup of that tea and it helped flush everything out. I feel so much better. And again, I just wanted to share that information with you all. Um, and as you know, I've tried to recommend economical ways to deal with the stress of this pandemic. And you've heard me say it a gazillion times. I take a bubble bath every day. I get in that tub and I'm in there anywhere from half an hour to 2 hours every day, just relaxing. And that's what I want to recommend to you guys. Try to find some way that to relax. It doesn't have to, doesn't have to be anything expensive and extravagant, but try to find a way to relax. And again, if it's just going outside for a walk every day, um, if it's taking a nap every day, maybe it's taking a break from social media. Um, try to find some type of way to help you relax. It may mean that you do several things, right? And again, you do whatever's in your best interest. If that's what's helping you to get through this stressful time, then you know, please. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to mention. The next thing I wanted to mention is I know that there are parents out there that believe this whole situation is a hoax and that the U.S. government has its own agenda, blah blah blah. I wanted to address that situation, that line of thought really quick. Um, Both situations can be true, right? The pandemic can be real, right? The pandemic can be, you know, a legitimate virus that is going around, and the U.S. government can be trying to use this pandemic for its own benefit, for its own purposes. So both situations are true. That being said, I'm recommending you please talk to your doctors. If you don't believe that the COVID-19 vaccine is safe or whatever your concerns are, I recommend you talk to your doctors. And if you still don't feel safe or you don't trust that information that you received from your doctor, get a second opinion. Another thing that you can do is look at the data globally, not just at the U.S. Level, but look globally what's happening in India and in other countries around the world, right? Look at what the medical experts from around the world are recommending. Another thing you can do is go down to your, you know, closest hospital and get the talk to a doctor there in the emergency room if you can about the COVID-19 virus. I noticed there are a lot of protesters that are going to COVID-19 testing centers. Why do that? What is the purpose? What I'm trying to understand is if you don't believe that this is a real virus, why does it matter to you if someone else takes the virus seriously and does go to a testing center or chooses to wear a mask? How does it infringe upon, you know what I mean? Like, how are they infringing upon your rights? Then they're not they're not disturbing you in any way. You have the right not to be vaccinated if you so choose, right? No one can put a gun to your head and make you go get vaccinated. But then on the other hand, if someone else chooses to take this vaccine very seriously, you know, I don't see the reason why you're protesting and you're threatening. They've been threatened. Masks have been torn off people's faces. I don't understand the necessity of that. There are people who have health conditions, and this virus is a concern to them, and so they have every right to, wear a mask if they like. The same thing goes for children in school. I don't understand if teachers ask the students to remove a mask. What? How is that child wearing a mask in any way impeding your ability to teach the class? They're not doing or saying anything to disrupt your job of teaching. So this situation is getting completely out of control, right? But I would hope that instead of just, I would hope that the data, that the numbers, that the facts would drive your decision making. And again, if you don't believe it's true, all you need to do is go to your nearest hospital. You don't need to harass people who believe that this virus is very dangerous. You don't need to harass them. That's not going to give you the answers you're looking for. The answers you're looking for is to go, but the information you need needs to be given to you by medical professionals. So go find one. If you have a doctor, a personal care physician, go talk to that doctor. Go talk to the doctors at the medical centers and find out, what their take on this is. But too many people feel that this is a hoax and I'm not going to take it seriously, and then the next thing you know, they're going running to the hospital. That's not fair either. If you've determined that this whole thing is a hoax and you don't want the COVID-19 vaccine, that's fine. But then if you get sick, it's not fair to go running to the medical center because you've just determined it's a hoax. So stay home, right? It can't be. In other words, you can't have it both ways. That's not right. And then there are people who say, well, just I'll get tested for COVID-19 daily. Who's going to pay for all of that? Who should have to? Who is the employer going to pay for? Like, who's going to pay for all of that? So that's I'm hoping that people take this pandemic seriously. I hope they look at what's going on globally with this pandemic and then let that drive their decision making. And again, if they feel that this is just the U.S. government using this pandemic to benefit itself, you're correct. You're correct. That's what our government does. It takes any situation it can and figures out a way to make a profit, or it's going to try to find some way to benefit itself. So I'm not arguing with you on that issue, but I am saying that for your own protection, um, and the safety and health and well-being of your kids, you need to go get vaccinated. You got to keep in mind the vaccine has not been approved for any kids 12 years old and under. So there's a huge population still at risk. And so those of us who are eligible for the vaccine, we need to get it as soon as possible. And I'm hoping that everyone watching this video does just that. Please get vaccinated. A while ago on social media, I'm going to tell you why this is important to me. A while ago on social media, I mentioned that this is months ago. This is last year during the summer. I tested asymptomatic for COVID-19. It just means I don't have any symptoms, but traces of the virus were found in my system. So again, that was last year in the summer. This year during the spring, I became eligible for the vaccine, and I got it. I'm fully vaccinated. But it doesn't mean that I'm out of right. It doesn't mean that I'm out of harm's way. There's still two very dangerous hybrid or mutations of that virus that are out and about, that are now circulating. So you understand, we're still in the danger zone. And that's why we need as many to get vaccinated as possible. And again, if a booster shot becomes available down the line, we need to go do that as well. I don't understand why this virus is such a sticking point for people. I mean, viruses can crop up at any given time. It's the same, no different than an earthquake, no different than a volcano, no different than a flood, no different than wildfires. It's a natural catastrophe, right? The same thing with viruses. They can crop up at any time, and we need to understand that and be willing to, in the interest of public safety, do what's necessary to keep each other safe. It's the same reason, Jim Jeffries says this all the time. It's why we have speed limits. We just don't, randomly pick whatever, speed we want to drive at. No, the law of the speeding limits are set by, legislators. So again, we need to do everything we can to keep each other safe. And so I'm hoping as many of you get vaccinated as possible. And I would hope that you work from the standpoint of you better off safe than sorry. Why, take the risk and gamble with your health and come down with the virus. And I'm telling you that, it's a huge risk in that, a lot of people, we have over 600,000 deaths just from that virus alone. But even if you do survive, you still risk coming down with various health issues related to the virus. So there's no need to gamble with your health unnecessarily. So please, if you're eligible to be vaccinated, please go get vaccinated. And I just want you to prepare yourself. All right, so this is what 2021, and we're dealing with this vaccine. 3, 4 years later from now, another virus may crop up, and you know what I'm saying. So you need to prepare yourself that these viruses may crop up randomly, any given time. They could affect any given population, and we have to. You understand? We have to rely on the information from the medical professionals to do what's in the best interest of public safety. All right, so that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great week, an enjoyable weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Love you.